Big right hand.
Big cut.
Rampage Jackson.
And that's it. That is all she wrote from her knees right there.
Danielle Taylor throwing some heavy shots and ends the fight. Cutler is out. Insane airplane toss by Charles Krazy.
Huge knees, two huge knees.
And there she is, Ronda Rousey making her pro debut in excellent fashion. Jamie Colleen just destroying. Cutler says, no more, I'm out. And a quick look at our rules of combat based on 3 5-minute rounds and, of course, 5 5-minute rounds for championship bouts. And, of course, in the amateur division, that changed to 3 3-minute rounds. And, of course, 5 3-minute rounds for championship bouts in the amateur division. It's based on the 10-point must system, judging criteria. And to get things started, we'll go ahead and throw it to the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex and Expo Center in Harrisburg, PA, and Asian General Tire present this 3-round bout in the middleweight division. At the bell rings, the referee charge of the action, Bill Walter. Introducing first, fighting on board Lucas Oil, Blue Homer, standing 5 inches tall. Official weight, 187 pounds. He represents Bruinsburg MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Northern Pennsylvania, presenting Dwayne. His point of also opinion for the General Tire Red Horse stands at 5 inches tall elsewhere. Official weight, an even 184 pounds. He represents WNYMMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Buffalo, New York, presenting Primal Motorsport, Beaver. Once again, Bill Walter is the official for this bout. By instructions, 3 rounds, no weights.
Here we are, round number 1. Welcome to King of the Cage Capital Punishment here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We got Dwayne Pepper versus Kyle Beaver coming up here. Round number 1 starting now.
Right away, Pepper comes in for a clinch, and Beaver just ties him up and tries to take him down, but didn't successfully do it. Ends up on his back.
Pepper now controlling the situation here. Pepper softening him up, laying down some strikes here, keeping Beaver occupied.
Pepper trying to get out of full guard, but doing a good job is Beaver keeping him in full guard. You just got to be careful just sitting there like that, though.
Pepper continuing to keep that pressure here. Beaver not really doing much. And it looks like Pepper's got a lot of upper body strength. He's got a lot of power behind those punches. Beaver's going to have to watch out because if he opens up for that ground and pound, it could be devastating.
Yeah, you got to be careful because if he gets to side control, Pepper might have a lot more punishment for Beaver.
Just under 30 seconds left in the round here. The referee calling for some action. Pepper moves forward. Just under 10 seconds left here. Pepper looking to finish strong and on top. And that is it for round number 1. Not looking so great on Beaver's part. Spent most of that round on his back. Definitely didn't, exhaust too much energy. But, he's definitely got to pull it forward, got to deal a little bit more damage, try to just do something more in this next round.
Yeah, no, Pepper dominated that round. And from this point right here, when he got him down to staying on top the whole time and, dishing out some punishment. Where Beaver was just down on the receiving end and not really doing much other than staying in his full guard. And that's all he was able to do, is keep Pepper in his full guard. Other than that, there was nothing, no offense on his part.
Exactly. We'll see if he could pick it up coming up in the next round. Pepper probably looking to go for another takedown, if not keep things on the stand-up, but it looks like that ground and pound is what he's searching for. Here we are, round number 2. Once again, Dwayne Pepper versus Kyle Beaver. Pepper taking the advantage on that first round, hoping to keep it in the second round. We'll see if Kyle Beaver has anything to say about it. And gets thrown on the ground by Pepper. Pepper now looking to capitalize, getting into that side position.
A good job by Pepper avoiding that full guard. Let's see if he can do something from here now. He spent that first round the whole time trying to get to this position. So
now he's got there instantly. He's got plenty of time, just over a minute and a half. I think Pepper is searching for that ground and pound once again. He looks like he's, kind of mixed striking, grappling kind of guy.
I gotta give King a little bit of credit here. He's good at getting that full guard back in. Right now he's got him in half guard, and he's slowly, trying to work Pepper back into his guard.
The referee calling for a little more action here. Pepper moving his way in. Beaver trying to get up to his feet, but taking his time here. Looking for that takedown. Beaver, it's unsuccessful. Just doesn't have enough momentum or power behind it. Gets tossed to the ground by Pepper. Just about 30 seconds left in this round. Pepper still dominating.
Well, for key lock there, looks like Pepper is.
Beaver definitely looking like he's suffering from some fatigue. He's tired, he's slow. Not really putting up much of a fight here against Pepper.
Yeah, we had Pepper on the whole first round, and now, this round too, he's going for a takedown and he ends up on his back. That's never good.
And that's it for round number 2. Let's take a look at the replay here coming up. Kind of a similar repeat as we saw in round number 1, except this time Pepper got a little more time to get into that position he was looking for in that side mount. Wasn't quite able to throw down too much damage, but Beaver really showing signs of, I'm assuming it's a lack of stamina because he's not looking very snappy. He's not very quick anymore. His reaction time seems to be a little slower. We'll have to see how that develops.
Yeah, all that plays in.
Here we are, round number 3. And they're off. Dwayne Pepper honestly looking, he could probably just do the same thing he's been doing. Oh, and now comes off a little stronger. Beaver immediately curls up and goes down to the ground. That is not a good sign. Pepper looking to dominate here.
Yeah, no, if Pepper could get a few clear shots, I think this fight will be over right here. But he's got to get that opening.
Definitely. Pepper looking a little more quick, a little more active this round. Beaver once again on his back right off from the beginning. He's got a minute and a half, though, to get out of this. He's got plenty of time if he just gets some movement in.
Those nice knees right there by Pepper.
Beautiful knees. You know, even if they're not hitting the ribs, you know, those are still hitting that arm hard. More knees from Pepper.
He's taking full advantage of those knees right there.
This isn't looking good for Beaver. Pepper once again just dominating this entire round, controlling the whole pace. And some nice ground and pound now from Pepper, throwing some more strikes to the body.
I think King was feeling those shots right there. He totally turned around the other opposite way just to hide that side of the body.
Pepper now controlling the wrist, controlling the arm. Some more shots. Beaver is definitely feeling that. Pepper now looking to finish very strong. And that's it. Pepper makes sure to do everything he can to ensure that win in the judges' eyes, and I, don't think it's too much of a far fetch to say that he definitely got that.
Not at all. I mean, the way he came out each round, and, showed his dominance over Beaver. It was just a fact that he was going to get it right here. I mean, the whole round just about just knees to the body, to the arm, the punches, all that stuff that he was doing. It was just.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of middleweight action here in the great Keystone State, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges at cage time are in agreement. Scoring this bout exactly the same way, 30-27, your winner by unanimous decision, Ladies and gentlemen, from the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex and Expo Center, Harrisburg, PA, in the Cage and General Tire, present the special 3-round bout in the women's flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting on our Lucas Oil, standing 1 feet 4 inches tall. Official weight 137.5 pounds. She represents Bulldog MMA.
Here we are, round number 1, our women's bout of the evening. Samantha Deangelo versus Jillian Boyer. And they're off. And they're starting off with some heat right off the bat, throwing some strikes back and forth. It looks like they're going to box it out. Both fighters taking some damage. Boyer looking like she's capitalizing on a few more strikes over Deangelo.
Yeah, Deangelo, she's walking forward, press forward, but she's walking into those punches with her head up.
Yeah, definitely taking some damage from that. Slinging some of her own, but like I said, yeah, Boyer just dealing a little bit more. Nice kick from Boyer. Continues to move in. Deangelo still seeming like she's hanging in there, no problem, unfazed by those punches.
Well, that's the thing, when you can take some shots, you're thinking, okay, they ain't nothing. You're trying to push through your way through, taking those shots, not realizing, hey, you know what, I'm giving up points. That's what it boils down to. And then eventually one of those shots, you know, getting it clean and say, what happened?
Both fighters continuing to keep it on the stand-up. Both of them definitely want to slug it out. A couple of nice shots getting thrown back and forth there. And now Deangelo dealing some damage, definitely landing some more shots here.
Yeah, that could have been Boyer in the first, you know, just giving it all she had, and now she's, you know, running low on the tank.
Exactly, she is looking a little exhausted here. Deangelo keeping that fire going. Surprisingly enough, you know, some fighters, they get a little more energy from taking shots to the face, and Deangelo seems to just getting more amped up the longer this goes. Boyer now switching up, taking her against the fences. I'm assuming a defense mechanism.
Could be, but if she takes her to the ground, I mean, you know, what's Deangelo got down there? And what's Boyer got down there?
Exactly.
We got to see what they have to offer.
Probably not much until the second round, however, just under 12 seconds left.
Those elbows, you know, they might not seem like much, but they can add up, especially when you're tired.
Definitely. That is a very soft part of the body. You're definitely feeling that. Take a look at the replay here. Very exciting start to this bout. Both of them coming out, giving it all they have, throwing it back and forth. Boyer starting out a little stronger, landing more strikes, you know, rocking Deangelo a little bit there, but Deangelo really picking it up halfway through and making it her round towards the second half.
Yeah, I think that's part of Deangelo's being tough enough to take those shots. You know, she took the shots, and then, when Boyer just didn't have no more fuel left, she said, you know what, I can take it now. I feel it. I feel it, and she started capitalizing on that.
Exactly. She continued to stay busy all the way through to the end. We'll see if she can keep that high-octane energy going up into the second round. And they're off. And once again, going right back to the stand-up.
Yeah, they didn't miss a beat on this. They just right away just
and Deangelo just continuing to push forward. You know, that must be a little unsettling, at least to Boyer, as, you know, you're hitting this girl over and over again in the face, but she just keeps walking towards you no matter what.
No, it can't, because you're hitting him, and like you said, you know, she walked forward, and you're like, okay, how many more shots is it going to take? You know, I'm running out of juice, or, you know, I thought I hit her hard, but yet, you know, it didn't affect her.
Right, exactly.
And here comes Deangelo.
Things always not going a part of plan, and yes, Deangelo capitalizing right there. Once again, Boyer looking like she's a little gassed.
Boyer doing a good job trying to, you know, tie her up, you know, to avoid some of those shots. Deangelo trying to create that space, like, hey, get off me. I want to punch you.
Yeah, the only time catching Deangelo backing up is when she's trying to get that stand-up going again.
The restart.
And it looks like Boyer has just a slight reach advantage over Deangelo. I think that's why she's beating her to the punch every now and then. But like I said, Deangelo, she's throwing a little bit more power and a little bit more strength behind those punches.
And that could be the difference, you know, with the power opposed to just, you know, the connection between Boyer.
Boyer doing a good job keeping her hands up, not dropping that guard. Deangelo continuing to pursue, just breaking through that defense.
I think that's what's breaking Boyer, is that, you know, she's throwing her shots as they're landing, but then Deangelo just coming through and then delivering a little more power on her punches, making Boyer go like, man, this ain't working. I feel like I'm getting hit more than I'm punching her.
You know, exactly, just pummeling her over and over and over again. Eventually that's all gonna build up. It's gonna make you a little dizzy. Let's take a look at the replay here. That just concluded round number 2. Deangelo, I think, comes out on top that second round here, definitely dominating a little bit more. She did take a couple of hits from Boyer, but like I said, it was pretty close to that first round. And Deangelo, by the end of the round, was able to control.
Yeah, you know, they both start out slugging, and then Deangelo just came with a little more power. I think that's the only difference is the power levels. You know, because Warrior, she's landing her shots, they're just not as powerful as Deangelo's.
Exactly.
So that's why Deangelo was able to walk through them.
Here we are, round number 3, final round. Someone will be coming out on top, if not knocked out. I mean, this has just been a straight slugfest for the entire fight. Deangelo still looking very much in this. She's coming off much stronger than she did before. And now Boyer coming back with some heat.
Oh, well, they know it's the last round. They got to do everything they can right here to win the round. You know, we don't know if the corners say, hey, you know, it's a close fight. It can go either way. It all comes down to this round.
Deangelo still looking very alive, very awake. Boyer going in for the single leg. And see now, Boyer goes down for the single leg. I think she's just using this time to rest, you know, not really capitalizing or trying to take it in any direction.
Yeah, it could be the rest. It could be, you know, avoid getting hit. Because, you know, Deangelo ain't throwing the same to her, you know, Boyer's face from this position.
Exactly.
But then again, you got to look at cage control right here. Boyer's scoring some points because she's pinning, you know, Deangelo against the cage, you know, dominating. And there you go. That's what Deangelo's got to do right there. Switch it over, switch positions, and then start attacking. She's got 30 seconds left. I mean, that's not a lot of time, but it's enough time to, you know, change the view of the judges and how they see this fight.
Exactly. You know, as far as striking is concerned, you don't really need as much time, nearly as much as you would for some, you know, setting up submission or any other kind of finish. But I think this will definitely be going to the judges. Just under 10 seconds left. Deangelo looking to finish strong. There it is, slugging it out all the way to the very end. Deangelo very confident in this. And you know, I'd be confident too if I were her. That definitely looked like it was her game all 3 rounds. Boyer definitely had her moments, but I don't think she was able to carry enough damage all the way through to really, you know, conquer.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, I mean, it was going back and forth, but like I said, there was more power on each punch that Deangelo threw opposed to Boyer's. And that's the difference.
Fighting out of the Lucas Oil blue corner, John Lionheart Tucksford Jr.
Now making his way to the cage side, John Tucksford Jr. Jr. hails from York, Pennsylvania, and stands at 6 feet 1 inch tall. He's currently fighting out of the 205-pound weight class. His amateur MMA record currently stands at 7 wins, 7 losses. He's looking to break that even record, try to get an 8th win here tonight. Now, Tucksford is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He trains out of Zero BJJ in York, Pennsylvania. He also specializes in Muay Thai and wrestling. Now, Tucksford is setting up to be a very, very formidable opponent. More than likely, we'll see him trying to use that jiu-jitsu early on, you know, maybe test the waters out with a couple of Muay Thai kicks, little things here and there, a couple of strikes, but I think he's going to try and take things down to the ground as early as possible. That seems to be where his dominant game is at. That seems to be what most likely is going to be able to beat his opponent. You know, especially up here in the 205 weight class, you know, there's a lot more power packing behind these punches, so you really got to be careful because it could only take one. John Tucksford Jr. heads inside the cage.
Out of our general time, red corner, David Barbarossa White.
Up next to the cage is David White. He hails from Old Town, Maryland, and stands at 6 foot 4 inches tall. He's also fighting out of the 205-pound weight class. His pro MMA record stands at 1 win and 4 losses. He came off of a pretty impressive amateur MMA record with 5 wins and 0 losses. He's looking to pick up his 2nd win professionally here tonight. Of course, his opponent, John Tucksford, is just making his professional debut here against David White. We'll see if Tucksford has what it takes to get his first win in the professional division. David White currently holds a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of Powerhouse MMA in Frederick, Maryland. There, he mainly specializes in boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and wrestling. But from what we've seen from David White before, you know, he's got heavy hands, he's got a great stand-up, he's got great knockout power, and if things get taken down to the ground, well, you don't want things to get taken down to the ground. But I think Tucksford's going to want to bring it to him. Definitely taking into consideration that both of these opponents are very skilled on the ground and very skilled in the stand-up, will make for a very exciting bout. The referee finishing up his final inspections here. David White heads inside the cage.
Official weight of even 206 pounds. He represents Zero Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, from North Pennsylvania, presenting John the Lion of Tucksford, Here's one of the most engaged fighting on our general time record stands at 6 feet 4 inches tall. Official weight 204.5 pounds. He represents Powerhouse MMA.
Here we are. Welcome to our next bout of the evening. David White versus John Tucksford. We have a heavyweight bout going on here. Means, like we said before, a lot more strength, a lot more damage here. White coming out strong, and Tucksford gets knocked down. Didn't look like a very hard hit, but he's taking the damage now, and that is it. He just was not defending in. Well, I think the referee had no other decision but to call it.
Yeah, no, you know what the problem was, Tucksford, when he came out trying to go for that takedown right here. You'll see him start reaching right there, and he just opened his head wide open.
Yep, that one right there.
Yep.
Crossed him right over the top and came down with it. Did enough to knock him down and stun him, and that was all he needed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 10 seconds, round 1.
now making his way to the cage side, Travis Kramer. Kramer hails from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and stands at 6 feet 1 inch tall. He's currently fighting out of the 160-pound weight class. His pro MMA record stands at 2 wins, 3 losses. He came off of a very impressive amateur record that ended with 8 wins and 1 loss. He's looking to pick up his 3rd professional win here tonight against the likes of Tyler Collins. Now, Kramer, of course, is a hometown hero here. A lot of fans here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He's a hometown fighter. Definitely going to be bringing his all to the table. Going to make for a very exciting bout. His opponent, Tyler Collins, is pretty much an even fight against him. They have pretty even stats all the way around. Kramer currently trains under Manny Rose. There he specializes in boxing and Muay Thai. So he's very much a stand-up fighter. Definitely going to want to keep things to slugging it out on the feet. He's not going to be wanting to get taken down. He's probably been preparing some takedown defense just in case. He's very fast, very agile, and a great striker, so his opponent, Collins, is going to really have to watch out for that. Kramer, of course, bringing the heat to the table, going to be dishing out a lot of strikes. I'm thinking he's going to just take his time a little bit in the beginning, but come off with some heat. Maybe only a minute into the round or so. Yeah, both of these fighters will definitely probably have a very short test out the water time. I think they're both just going to go right at it and start slugging it out. Travis Kramer heads inside the cage.
Here is Tyler, the Outlaw, Collins.
Tyler Collins now making his way to the cage side. Collins hails from Lake Milton, Ohio, and stands at 6 feet tall. He's fighting out of the 160-pound weight class as well. His pro MMA record stands at 0 wins and 2 losses. He's looking to pick up that first professional win here tonight. Now, Collins also came off of a very strong amateur record, just like his opponent, that ended in 7 wins and 3 losses. Now, just like his opponent, Collins is also very much a stand-up fighter. He doesn't have a whole lot of experience on the ground. He does consider himself a grappling boxer, and he trains out of top-tier MMA in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So comparing these two fighters together, as I mentioned before, very similar stats. Okay, 6 foot tall on Collins, 6'1" on Kramer, 76-inch reach for both. Both weighing in at basically the exact same weight. It's going to be as even as it gets. You know, even both fighters both have similar body types as well, similar fighting styles. Definitely going to be slugging it out as soon as they get in there. And the referee now finishing up his final inspection. Tyler Collins heads inside the cage. Here we are, round number 1. Travis Kramer versus Tyler Collins. Both of these fighters are very well-rounded, and actually I think it's a great matchup between these two. Very evenly skilled, have similar fighting styles, good on the stand-up, good on the ground game. We'll see how it plays out. Collins coming in, throws a strike, Kramer holding on. Takes him down to the ground. Kramer looking to capitalize here. Doing a good job crossing that guard. And now Kramer laying down some strikes. Collins gets quickly back up to his feet. Collins now looking for the trip. Kramer is not letting it happen.
Yeah, right now Kramer, I mean, he's defending the takedown good. And switch positions, but he's got to deliver a few little shots. You know, that throws, you know, Kramer or Collins off from his takedown. You know, distract him a little bit. Don't just fight the takedown, and, you know, because eventually you could lose it.
Exactly. Create a little bit of illusion, you know, while you're in it. Collins dedicated to this, trying to possibly get a takedown here. And it looks like he'll get it. Collins that's up on top now. Kramer locking up into full guard.
If Kramer's just going to hold him here, he's just hold him and not move, because the more he moves, then the refs will say, okay, they're active, they're doing stuff. And if he wants to get stood up just from stalling him out, stall him out.
Kramer trying to use the cage to his advantage, get some momentum here. Pretty much a stalemate at this point. Collins trying to break through this defense. Kramer is holding on tight. Still got plenty of time left, just under 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Collins got to do a little more than what he's doing. I mean, yeah, he's dominating the position, but at the same time, you know, Kramer's keeping him here. And just hold him down, not let him do no damage. He pops up every now and then, throws a shot, but it's not anything really too effective.
There, Kramer tries to pop out the side there for a second. Collins, though, resetting. Now slipping in the side mount. Locking down that arm there for a second. Collins now taking the back.
It's a good little scramble. Both guys moving really good, but Collins getting the advantage right here.
Yeah, Collins definitely staying in control. He definitely has an answer for every movement of Kramer's.
And over to the side for arm triangle choke right here. Just gotta lay that body down a little as flat as you can right there. It could be over right here. You know, he's got plenty of time. This is
Oh, and that's it. It looks questionable. I did see an arm drop there for a second.
Yeah,
he gave the thumbs up. It dropped, and the ref picked it up.
The ref picked it up, and it went back down.
So I know it may have been only for a split second, but that's all it takes. Now the referee's got to do his job.
And it could be too that he was out, and when you know, the ref broke him up, he came back too.
Exactly.
That quick. You never know.
Yeah, sometimes it's a few seconds, sometimes it's only a millisecond.
You always see, you know, the fighters, they go out, and all of a sudden, you know, they get broken up, and you know, 3 seconds later, the fighter starts fighting. It's like,
they think they're still back in the fight. Exactly. Sometimes it happens. You know, maybe it had been a tough call, but I mean that ref was right up in there and was looking as carefully as he could. As we can see right here in the replay, you got a thumbs up, then the arm drops, picks up the arm, and it still looks pretty limp.
27 seconds of round number 1. Your number 5 technical submission from Benett and arm triangle, Tyler Diangelo. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Pennsylvania Expo Center, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And Danielle present our co-feature bouts of the evening. Sanctioned by Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission Commissioner Urijah, Executive Director Kramer. It's in conjunction with KOTC Incorporated, President and Member Trevor Jr. Max is Tom Ball, promoter is Stephen Golder. The fifth episode of this match will be David Brogan, Dr. Isaac Duffy, and Greg Monsky. After the bell rings, you'll referee in charge of the action, Will Moulton. And now, PA, put your hands together for a co-feature of the evening, 3 rounds of MMA, and the flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of our Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, official weight 135 pounds. This Krazy 7'7" fighter is born into as a professional. Ladies and gentlemen, from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, presenting Rousey, he is a part of the CrossFit Games, fighting out of our general tire, red corner, stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall, official weight 134.6 pounds. This TCA MMA fighter is 2-4 in his professional campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, presenting Scott
Here we are, round number 1, Mike Serrano versus Scott Dirkson. And they're off. Both these fighters are very well-rounded, good stand-up fighters, very quick and agile.
You gotta be careful with that speed, though. The other guys, man, they come with that heat and they come quick.
Dirkson definitely has the height advantage here and a slight reach advantage. Serrano making good use to render that useless. Closing that distance, trying to throw some strikes here. Dirkson throwing up some nice knees. And a nice takedown from Serrano.
They say, you know, in the crowd, height don't matter.
Exactly, yeah.
I think it is a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit, especially in the extreme cases.
On certain moves.
Yeah.
But it does take away a lot of that, you know, reach advantage from the punch and stuff like that.
You're always
Kicks.
closed in, keeps that distance as close as humanly possible, basically. Serrano now getting all locked up here. Takes a hit from, takes a foot to the face. Dirkson prepared for this right here. Keeping that foot pivoted right in the inner thigh. And another kick from Dirkson. Serrano says, all right, let's stand back up then.
Yeah, no, it wasn't nowhere right there with those shots.
Dirkson with some swift kicks, just barely missing.
I think Dirkson started using that reach. I mean, it keeps Serrano at bay.
Serrano just looking for any way to close that distance.
Just trying to figure a way to make contact with Dirkson here. I mean, his punches, kicks, they're all about, I'd say, a foot short.
Dirkson moving forward with some strikes here. Serrano taking his time, remaining calm. Serrano now, this is exactly what he needs to do. Back Dirkson up against the cage. He can't use that, backing up, can't use that space to his advantage.
And I think, too, when he does that, and he throws his combos, he stops so he keeps himself out of range, and which makes it bad for Serrano, himself. He's stopping himself from making those contact shots, and he's not, he's trying to avoid getting hit.
Exactly. He's coming out with just the right amount of damage. Dirkson is just avoiding just the right amount. Oh, checks his foot for something there, takes a hit for it. And remember, if the ref doesn't call it, everything's fair game. It's still on.
So if you put all you want, I'm going to hit you.
Dirkson moving in, throwing some more strikes. Serrano just looking like he's piecing together a plan here, trying to figure out his way inside. Serrano staying light on his feet, a lot of movement, trying to throw off Dirkson.
I think Dirkson needs to pick it up just a little bit more because, when he throws, he does pretty good with it, but he's not throwing enough, I think. Serrano out here, tossing, punching, everything he can, trying to get Dirkson in every which way. And Dirkson just taking his time, a little too much.
And it looks like the referee will call a timeout here.
Yeah, I think it was a little low blow.
Scott Dirkson get a time to rest from that groin shot. Take a look at that one more time really quick. And just there, just got it. And fighters get up to 5 minutes for rest, but it looks like we're going to get things started right here.
Yeah, the groin shots are always hard to tell. You can't ever say, oh, he hit me hard or he hit me soft, he barely touched him. It's not, because even a slight graze could hurt you more than a solid shot.
Exactly.
Exactly. It
It's
just depends on the angle it comes in at.
Serrano with some kicks. Starting to close that distance, throw some strikes.
Yeah, we saw, hey, he capitalized at work when I connected, so that's all he's got to do. He's got to connect. He's got to get just a little closer when he throws his shots. And move, stick and move. Don't back up, just stick and move out to the sides.
Dirkson being the right amount of cautious and the right amount of aggressive. He's switching back and forth between the two. Serrano just waiting. And now getting backed up against the cage. Serrano getting a chance to shine here. And that's it for round number one. Let's take a look at the replay coming up right here. And now Dirkson doing a great job this round. I think they have to give the slight advantage to him. Serrano doing a good job, laying down some damage and having to deal with those disadvantages. But, fairly even round, I'd say. I think Dirkson, just for landing a couple more strikes and just staying out of harm's way a little more, I'd give it to him.
Yeah, it's tough because Serrano, he's doing everything he can to come in here and punch and strike and be effective, but he's just.
Welcome back from the break. We're here in round number two. Scott Dirkson versus Mike Serrano. Dirkson coming off of a pretty strong first round. Serrano still looking pretty unscathed. And they're going to get things started. We'll see if he takes a new approach into this round.
Well, Serrano was having, better luck at the end of that first round. So if he continues that, hey, you know what? When I strike, keep the pressure coming, and just keep attacking. I'll back him up into the cage, and I'll get my advantage shots right there.
Huge hit from Serrano. Just completely knocks out Dirkson. And he's out. Beautiful punch from Serrano, and that's all he needed.
Yeah, it was just timing all the way. He was waiting, and right when he stepped in, he threw it. And it was right in his range, everything. You could have timed it even more perfect than that.
Exactly, perfect connection, the right amount of force right there, just rocks him. And that is it. Had no need to close in and finish things off. Done right off the bat.
Here is Jake Kozorosky.
Now making his way to cage side, Jake Kozorosky. Kozorosky hails from Evansburg, Pennsylvania, and stands at 6 feet tall. He's currently weighing in to the 162-pound weight class. His pro MMA record stands at 3 wins and 1 loss. He came off of a very, very impressive amateur MMA record, leading it undefeated at 7 wins and 0 losses. Kozorosky has definitely made a name for himself, as you can hear by the fans. He's a fantastic fighter, always puts on a good show. I'm definitely in for some action tonight. Kozorosky currently holds a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of York MMA and Hanover Boxing, as well as Bulldog MMA. Kozorosky currently trains in wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Muay Thai. That's where his specialties lie there, and we've definitely seen that Muay Thai before. That wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu he's also bringing to the table is going to keep him safe on the ground.
He said to me after the fight, he goes, I was looking at him the whole time. Until his arm dropped, I don't think he remembered that 2 seconds.
Jake Kozorosky heads inside the cage.
Josh Jackson.
Josh Jackson now making his way to the cage side. Jackson hails from Frederick, Maryland, and stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall. He's also fighting out of the 160-pound weight class. His pro MMA record is at 3 wins and 1 loss. He's looking to keep that streak going and pick up his 4th win here tonight. Just like his opponent, he also came off of a very impressive amateur MMA record that ended at 6 wins and only 1 loss. Both these fighters looking to prove themselves here, and they're going to have a great test against one another. I think these are pretty even fighters. It's going to be a fantastic bout. Jackson trains out of the Fort in Frederick, Maryland, and also Krazy 88 in Else Maryland. Now Jackson is a much calmer, very patient fighter. He takes his time. He's going to probably want to test out the waters a little while before throwing too much heat. The plus side, though, these are both stand-up fighters. They both have some ground game, but mainly I think they're going to want to keep it on the stand-up and slug it out. I think this will be a great test for each of these fighters here in the professional division. The referee now undergoing his final inspections. And we'll have to see if Josh Jackson has what it takes as he heads inside the cage.
61.4 pounds. This is York MMA, Hanover Boxing, and Bullfrog MMA fighter has a professional record of 3 victories with 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, from Evansburg, Pennsylvania, presenting Jake official weight at even 162 pounds. This Sports MMA and Krazy 88 fighter also has a professional record of 3 victories with 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, from Frederick, Maryland,
Here we are, this is our main event of the night. Jake Kozorosky versus Josh Jackson. Jackson in the red gloves, Kozorosky in the blue, and they're off. Josh Jackson stalking forward. Both fighters staying very light on their feet, bouncy. Kozorosky coming in with some heat.
Kozorosky doing a good job with those kicks right there, just constantly just moving around, those kick throws like a jab almost.
Kozorosky gets the takedown here.
Jackson trying for a switch. Are you gonna get it?
And now setting up for a guillotine here. Doesn't quite have it. Will throw a knee to the body. Knees returned. Some nice kicks from Jackson. Kozorosky looking for that right angle to strike.
Ooh, nice.
Jackson.
Yeah, those kicks by Jackson are nice, but Kozorosky, took advantage right there, caught the leg and just tripped.
Now Jackson trying to make his way on top here. Kozorosky continuing to keep that pressure, all that weight. And now Kozorosky turning things around, taking the back. Jackson trying to turn out of it.
It ends up in full mount right here, trying to turn it, get out of that scramble and put yourself in a bad position right here.
Kozorosky looking for an opportunity here. He's still got lots of time to work with. Just under 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Jackson's got to be a little careful on his scrambles here, because he's putting himself in some positions that aren't too recommended.
And now Kozorosky with the armbar. And it doesn't look good. He's cranking it at a really weird angle here.
That's it.
And that's gotta hurt right there. Just pulling it almost up, over. Not the traditional way, but I mean, Jackson kind of rolled himself into that.
Yeah, no, it was adjusting. Kozorosky was adjusting that arm to the right position. And that's what I was talking about. Jackson's got to be careful in that scramble because, he's moving around and he's giving different submissions away. And it's which one's Kozorosky going to pick.
Exactly, and he figured it out, was able to lock in really quickly. Jackson, had it defended for a second there. He turned the correct way, turned towards Kozorosky, but, tried to twist back out, and it just was not the right direction. Like you said, Kozorosky adjusted, took him out. And right there we see that arm just cranked, and that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is on 2 minutes and 38 seconds of round 1. The winner by technical submission for
And here we go, King of the Cage fight fans. The following contest is being brought to you by MAV TV, Tapatio Meat Snacks, and AccurateFishing.com. Scheduled for 3 rounds in the flyweight division. Formally introducing all 3 men in the cage at this time, your referee is Cool Raul Morata. And now your fighters. First, fighting out of the blue Lucas Oil corner, wearing the blue trunks trimmed in white. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, he weighed in at 125 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist representing Rounders MMA. He comes to the King of the Cage steel with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss, with both of those big wins coming by way of knockouts. Fighting out of and representing La Habra, California, ladies and gentlemen, here is Aaron Lafarge. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red General Tire corner, wearing black trunks trimmed in white. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, he weighed in at 125.3 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist representing Victory MMA and Alpine Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He comes to the King of the Cage steel with a record of 1 win and 2 losses, with that 1 win coming by way of submission. Fighting out of and representing San Diego, California, ladies and gentlemen, here is Jeff the Impaler Real. Referee Cool Raul Morata with final fight instruction.
Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. I expect a clean fight. Touch gloves now if you wish. Back to your corners.
Ladies and gentlemen, this King of the Cage flyweight contest will be decided in 3 rounds or less.
Here we are, round number 1. Aaron Lafarge versus Jeffrey Villarreal. Lafarge is in the blue gloves, Real in the red. They're off to start things with the stand-up. Villarreal coming in with some shots here, going in for the takedown attempt. Lafarge defending, using that cage to his advantage. Villarreal continuing to look for that takedown. And a nice shot from Villarreal, but eats one on the way in. Real taking a shot there. A nice kick. Lafarge coming in.
Lafarge's got to come up with a few combos, you know. I mean, he's got 1 shot, I mean, they're landing, but he needs to add more numbers to that to make it count.
Villarreal looking like a little bit more of the aggressive one here. Lafarge is on the outside, but still taking his time, picking his shots.
Yeah, Villarreal's a little more relaxed than Lafarge. That's the thing here, you know. And when you're relaxed, you're calm, you can think. When you're not, you know, you're like, oh, just jumping, trying to figure out what can I do, what can I do.
Stiff jab from Villarreal there a second ago. Lafarge closing in, throws a nice kick. Villarreal trying to set up his guillotine here. Gets taken down by Lafarge.
LaFarge's got to get his head out of there to be able to do anything.
Villarreal now taking a little bit of damage. LaFarge continuing to keep that pressure. And now taking the back. Going for this rear naked choke.
Villarreal doing a good job fighting those arms, though. Not making it easy for LaFarge.
Villarreal in a bad position here. But keeping his chin, his chin isn't tucked down, but he is trying to fight the hands there. LaFarge not quite tucking it in.
There we go. Keep him on the short side. That's it. Look for your mouth on the right side.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to realize LaFarge, you gotta soften him up, Mix it up, mix stuff up, mix some punches in there just to distract.
Exactly, especially this early in the round. Villarreal's full of energy. He's got, he's obviously very calm as well. Definitely going to have to, distract him a little more, trying to set in some kind of submission. LaFarge ends up on top here. Villarreal possibly trying to set up a triangle choke here. Just under 1 minute left in this round.
LaFarge looking like he's trying to get him over to the cage, to use the cage to, his advantage.
Villarreal doing a good job of keeping things tight, closing that distance. Not really letting LaFarge make too much progress here. Just under 30 seconds left in the round. LaFarge getting an opportunity to throw some ground and pound here. Villarreal doing a good job, though, keeping that distance close. Avoiding damage.
Armbar by Villarreal. Does he get it? Does he get it?
Doesn't look like he has quite enough time, and it's not quite set in there, and that's it.
Yeah, LaFarge's got to be really careful, though, because, our recruiters told me that, Villarreal is just setting stuff up, too, just waiting, biding his time, too. He's constantly moving, striking, doing things, right here. It's constant pressure. Both guys doing a great job right here. This beautiful takedown by LaFarge, getting Villarreal down and avoiding this guillotine attempt, but then right here he just sets it up for an armbar.
Exactly.
He doesn't see it coming, and that's the whole key.
Coming up next, we have round number 2. Stay tuned after the break. Welcome back. Here we are, round number 2. Once again, LaFarge in the blue gloves, Villarreal in the red. And they're off. LaFarge approaching cautiously, coming in with some inside leg kicks.
LaFarge's got to be a little bit cautious with Villarreal's sneakiness, because just because he is missing his hand, he has to set up things differently, which is a totally different way of when you train, you can't train for someone that is missing part of their limb because okay, well, how do I train like that?
Exactly. They're basically having to invent a whole new style, a whole new technique of how to approach opponents, and it really isn't something that another fighter can really prepare for.
Yeah, because even Villarreal has different ways to do submission because of that arm, the way it is.
Exactly.
It's got to set up different, got to move different, everything.
Yeah, and as we saw in the last round, he's made ways, he's found out ways to completely make them work. Almost was able to set in not only the rear naked choke, but also that arm bar.
Yeah.
And so, that's the thing, if LaFarge ends up slipping up just one bit, he may end up getting caught. Villarreal, very tough guy. He can take a lot of hits. Once again, locking up on that chest with the legs, going high.
Body, head.
LaFarge got to do, he's got to get the side control. or full mount. You know, somewhere you can get an advantage on Villarreal.
Lafarge moving in. Can't quite get past that guard, though. He's looking to try to throw the legs. Villarreal looking to stand back up.
Right here, if Lafarge, throws those kicks to his legs enough, I mean, he could, soften his legs up so he can't have so much leg power, and then, hey, he gets more of an advantage.
Once again, trying to take down Villarreal. Doesn't quite break past his guard, however.
Like I say, Villarreal, his cardio is up to stand right here for this fight. He's trained for this fight. He's ready for this fight. So Lafarge, it ain't a walk in the park for him. He's fighting a worthy opponent here. He's got skills. He's got conditioning. And he's got to be able to surpass all that stuff to be able to come out with the win here.
Exactly. Lots of time left in this round, just under 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Lafarge looking to capitalize here. Ooh, and a nice kick. And that's just the thing, you can never be too careful.
They told Lafarge, hey, you go back on my knees so I don't get kicked again.
Yeah, exactly, because that was a loud slap.
Yeah, it was.
Villarreal's coach trying to get him to throw that leg over. Doesn't quite get it. Now Lafarge ends up on the back.
Possible you're naked by Lafarge. And also a great opportunity for some ground and pound. Got it.
Lafarge doing a good job staying busy, throwing strikes. Making it a really hard time for Villarreal, now laying down some ground and pound.
Watch back ahead there. Lafarge doing a good job with that ground and pound. They're staying really busy right here. Constantly. Every position he's throwing. That's what you want to be doing. Trying to set up that submission.
That's it for round number 2. Let's take a look at the replay. Both fighters still hanging in there. Jeffrey Villarreal doing a great job of dishing out some damage here and there whenever he can. Lafarge doing a good job of keeping things locked down, controlling the ground game, able to reset into different positions and deal out some damage. But then again, he just needs to push it a little further and do a little bit more.
Yeah, he had more success in this round right here, Lafarge did, because once he got in certain positions, he was able to shoot some shots for ground and pound, and score some points, and even open up some possible submission attempts. So I mean that's the positive here. He opposed to the first round where he just couldn't do anything.
Here we are, round number 3. We're gonna get things finished up here. And they're off. Both fighters still looking very much into this fight. Villarreal looking to make up for some lost time.
Yeah, Villarreal's got to avoid that ground, that takedown right there. If he can avoid that, I think, you can do a lot of damage to Lafarge on the stand-up.
Lafarge looking to duke it out on the stand-up a little more this round. Some nice strikes from Lafarge. Villarreal just trying to bait him into his distance.
I was thinking right now, Lafarge might be wanting to stand this whole round, but yeah, he's just setting it up. And that's what you do, use your punches, your kicks, everything to set up the takedown attempt.
Exactly.
He's got to press against the cage, soften up his feet with those feet stomps, which they don't look like much, but they get annoying.
Exactly. Very underrated technique. We don't see it a whole lot often these days, but when it does, it works.
I know a lot of people think, oh man, that's cheap, or that's cheesy. Why, stomping on his foot? But hey,
if it's legal, it's legal.
It's legal and it's effective.
With a nice slam, Lafarge comes in. Now starting to dominate this round.
He's in side control. There, he can do so much more. I mean, Villarreal's got one of his legs wrapped, but he's wrapped to the outside. So that, to me, gives Villarreal a disadvantage position.
Villarreal pushing, trying to get out of this. Some more kicks. And it looks like they're going to time out for a second here.
That might cost Villarreal a point because that's the second time he's been told no up kicks to the face to a grounded opponent.
And he's going to get 1 point off for that. And it looks like they're going to resume things. There it is.
Well, you got Villarreal to stand up, but it cost him a point. I don't know if that was worth it. Got to be really attentive when you guys are fighting out there if if your opponent's standing or on the ground.
Exactly.
Those up kicks, even these, the opponent. You got to know whether they're standing or they're on the ground. You're going for the head.
Exactly. These are professional fighters. These are professional rounds. And if he's given more than one warning, then it's well within the ref's power to do what he needs to do. Now Lafarge looking to deal some more damage. Villarreal coming in looking to deal some damage.
Oh, he's got a point to make up right there.
Exactly.
If he wants to keep this fight close, he's got to do something right here.
Exactly. He's got 1 minute and 30 seconds left. That's plenty of time to work with. A couple of strikes getting thrown back and forth here. Lafarge looking to deal more damage.
Well, Lafarge doing a good job. He's keeping pressure on him. He's throwing punches, from every position where he was standing on his knees. So he's staying busy. This is his round. He wants it. He wants to show the judges, hey, you know what? I'm dominating. I'm controlling. Just because of that 1 point, it don't mean that he can take relax.
Some nice knees to the ribs here from Lafarge. Lafarge looking to finish very strong this round.
Shoulder punch, frame and elbow, frame and elbow with the right hand. Here comes the sweep.
Lafarge looking for his way in, but not too much time left on the clock. Villarreal hanging in there. That's 10 seconds left.
Villarreal, he's been doing a lot, enough, or should I say, to be, make it to the end here.
And that's it for this bout. It'll end up getting tossed over to the judges for the decision. But for now, let's check out the replay. I think Lafarge definitely put on a much better performance. Good for the closing for this fight. Definitely dealt more damage, was in more control for longer this round than he was the last two.
Yeah, no, he did. He did what he had to do to secure the win in this fight. You know, I mean, when he took him down, he got control position, you know, he was landing ground and pound, you know, just constantly busy. Villarreal, you know, same thing. He was busy trying to defend himself, but, you know, the submission attempts weren't there. Him trying to escape wasn't there in the same way, you know, as the way the pressure Lafarge was putting on him.
Parker, Arizona, let's have a big round of applause for both of the fighters in this case. After 3 rounds of professional mixed martial arts, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge Flores scores the contest 30-25. Judge Gebauer scores the contest 30-26. And Judge Wilson scores the contest 30-26. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Eric